don't.
Action?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, it's good, isn't it? Am I choppy? Am I fucking like fucking freaking out or whatever?
No, you look fine. Everything's fine.
Okay. All right.
I'm just gonna go. I named it Beard.
How dare you? How fucking dare you, Amy? You should be ashamed of yourself.
I thought it was gonna be really funny. So I saw that you showed up yesterday for one of the streams that I did.
Yeah. Well, you did more than one yesterday?
Yeah, because I ended up talking to this guy. There's this really funny internet drama going on right now because Devin interviewed Phil Anselmo from Pantera.
Really?
Because he's a huge fan of Devin's. Like,
yeah.
Phil Anselmo is a fan of Devin Tracy's, and like this guy, really loser guy, just made a fucking video before the interview even came out, and like there's a whole bunch of drama surrounding it. So I kind of got myself involved in that, and basically, you know, just fucking tried to ream the guy out, and he wouldn't let me talk at all. So
yeah, I saw in the chat. In the chat, people were talking about how like he was bragging about how he could fight in grade school or some bullshit.
Oh, did you see that?
I don't know who the guy is, or I didn't watch any of his bullshit, but I just saw what people were saying in the chat, and I was like, yeah, he sounds like a classy dude. He sounds classy. Yeah. So
yeah, he's something else, that's for sure. He pretty much yelled at me for the entire time that I was there. So he was like, because I bothered him on Twitter, and he blocked me on Twitter, and then he just put out this loser ass video, and then I was talking shit there, and he's like, and then we went to his chat, like a bunch of us raided his chat yesterday, and like he was getting so upset, you know, like he was reading the chat, and he was just like, oh my god, yeah, Amy, you're a fucking bitch, why don't you just come at me, I'm calling you out right now. I was like, oh my god, that is great. And he was like, I bet you're not gonna come, I'm gonna give you my Skype. So I took his Skype and I added him, and then I fucking video called him.
Well, why? What
do you mean,
just
why?
To fuck with him?
No, it wasn't to fuck with him. Some people need to know they're fucking losers, okay? No honor. Do you remember how we had that really long conversation the other day about honor?
I see your point. I do, but I guess my point is, why go through the truck? Like, okay, so first of all, like he randomly starts bullshit on the internet. He talks shit to a fucking 5 foot tall woman on the internet and calls her out like a fucking man. He brags about how he called like a friend of his like live on the stream to tell like how he could fight or some bullshit. Like, he's obviously a little bitch. Why even fucking engage? Is my point. Like,
because it's so entertaining, George.
When I see that type of behavior, I just go, okay, you're a fucking retard. That's cool. All right, you're just not somebody I need to fucking bother with. So, and then I leave. I just evacuate the situation.
Oh my god, I couldn't resist. It was too much fun. It's too much fun. Like, how is he getting so mad at me? He was getting so triggered, and that reaction in and of itself says so much, because like he was freaking out at me, and I was pretty chill. I was just like, I had to like tell Joe to calm down, and he was not calm. He was like in a drunken rage. Like, it was really funny, and you could see it on his facial expression too if you were watching it at all or saw any of it. Like, you could just tell he was getting so bothered. It's like, how are you guys on the internet and getting so upset by people on the internet fucking with you? Like, how is this news?
Yeah.
And if you're going to talk shit about people, and if you're just going to say stuff about people, I mean, obviously people are not going to like that because it's a douchey thing to do, like just out of the blue because you're jealous or whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
No, it's just gross to me. So I'm happy I got the opportunity to get on and ream him out a little bit, or fucking try to. Oh, man. He's just
a little troublemaker. That's what the problem is.
I know.
He's just a little troublemaker. I feel like I'm responsible for this in some way. Like, I feel, because when I met you, you were fairly nice and reserved, and now you're a fucking monster, Amy. You're a fucking monster. So, I mean, I can only assume that I've had a bad influence on your life. Amy.
I mean, maybe a little bit. Yeah, I don't know, man. I think I'm at a point too where I can really handle myself. I don't get bothered by what people say, so I can get
Can
my
I take
points
credit for that then? Because I'm always giving you shit. I feel like I should be able to take credit for that one. If I've got to take credit for the bad, can I take credit for the good too? Like, that's all I'm asking.
Yeah, of course.
All right, that's fair.
It's not just one way. Oh my god. So we were going to talk about labels, right? That's what we wanted to talk about.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like it's going to be me saying something outlandish, you disagreeing off the top, and then me explaining my point, and you saying, yeah, no, that makes sense. I feel like that's what's going to happen. I'm already calling it. People in the chat can... by the way, I can't see the chat, so if anything interesting happens, let me know. I don't. Because I'm doing this all on my phone. My laptop is a piece of shit, so I do everything on my phone.
I'm just getting lots of love right now. It's very nice.
Well, that's good. That's good.
That's very sweet.
No love for the fucking Viking in the room, really? I'm hurt and offended. I don't like it. Makes me sad.
I think it's the beard. It's intimidating.
I can see that. I can definitely see that. It's fucking raining right now, and there's water all over my door.
Total opposite over here. It's super sunny and hot, and it's finally starting to clear up because there's been so much fucking smog in the air and stuff. Like, remember I told you how the sun in the morning looks like in the first scene in The Lion King?
Yeah. That sounded more like an Arab call to prayer than the Lion King thing.
Anyways, so that's what the sun has been looking like. It's been red. And usually when you look at the ground, the light looks white. Well, it was like orangey. So it kind of looked cool, but at the same time I was choking. So I would say that it was a net negative.
Well.
Hi, Devin Twacey. Well, so tell me about your thoughts on what we were talking about, because I remember having a talk about, like, our whole labels conversation started because we were talking about, like, what people identify as politically.
That's definitely part of it, but I guess I'm to the point now where I just don't see the point in it. You know what I mean? Like, it's name a fucking label and there's so much baggage attached to it.
Yeah,
right?
But labels are also necessary.
I don't see how I can see what you mean by, like, you need to categorize people, sure.
Yeah, but categorization requires the use of labels. It's just when that shit goes way overboard that it starts getting frustrating, and I mean, that's kind of where we are now.
Well, I mean, yeah, especially like the huge internet culture being what it is, like for instance, if you say you're an atheist to a religious person, if they've talked to nothing but, like, loudmouth atheists, you're like, oh, all religious people are stupid and you're a fucking idiot and all this, but they're gonna assume that's you, right? So at that point, what the label is defeating itself, right? Like, if you say the label is supposed to be a shorthand for you to explain who you are.
For a description, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but if the label doesn't properly express what you want it to express, because of negative associations to the label, then it's not proper shorthand, because then you just have to go into explaining, like, oh no, I'm not one of the assholes of this group, even though there are assholes in this group. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but you also do need labels. It's people who ascribe their own meanings to shit that causes a problem. So I would say it's less a problem of labels and more a problem of people making things into what they want to make it. Because, like, using atheism as an example, people have now associated that to, like, the new atheist movement and other things that are equally as stupid as calling yourself a fucking Christian, Like,
yeah.
I don't like that. I think it's really frustrating, but I hope, for the most part, that I don't communicate with people like that.
Well, I guess, well, like I was saying, like, it's basically because the label is supposed to be the shorthand. The label is supposed to be, oh, I'm an atheist, and you know what that means.
Yeah.
We don't know what labels mean anymore. That's the problem. Every label is fucking muddied. It's like, you remember the rebel flag conversation we were having? Which, for everybody in the stream, I'm from the American South. I was a big proponent of the rebel flag for a long time. My views have changed recently. Don't judge me. But
We're judging you. We're always judging you.
That's fair. That's fair. I am a piece of shit, so judge away. Like, I mean, if having that rebel flag on display doesn't express what I want it to express, what it means to me, and it only expresses what other people know about it, then it's not worth it. Then it's time to take it the fuck down and put it the fuck away and leave it the fuck alone. Because it's not saying about me what I want it to say about me, right?
Okay.
It's the same with labels, you know? And it's just, I don't see the point in it. I would rather, instead of somebody saying like, oh, I'm a fucking, you know, I'm an atheist or I'm a Christian or just tell me who you are. Just tell me who the fuck you are.
Yeah, but that's
don't
a big
give me
part
a fucking
of,
label.
But the label is, see, I don't like the whole identity politics thing. Like, I don't like the labels, but at the same time, the labels are really useful in helping describe the kind of person you are. Because if you're telling someone in a situation that you're an atheist, that's clearly saying something about you, just as saying, like, I'm a Christian is saying something about you. It says a lot about who you are.
That is true, but I don't think it says a lot, though. I think it says the very minimum about who you are.
Yeah, but that's why there's several labels, George.
Yeah,
there's an abundance of them. I mean, it's all in how you use them, right? Because, I mean, George is a label. Amy's a label. You know what I mean? Every single thing is technically a label.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're going to die.
We're all going to die, Amy. All right? That's a fact. We're all going to die. It's fine. All right? I also, yesterday in the stream, I noticed there was smoke shaming and fat shaming. I was like, this bitch knows I'm watching. Like, this is excessive, and I don't like it. She's targeting me.
Hey, did you go for a walk today?
I did not. My back is fucked, and I don't know if I'm gonna be able to walk this afternoon.
Yeah, you're gonna have to be careful if your back is fucked. So.
I think I pinched a nerve yesterday, and it's. I'll go ahead and tell the embarrassing story because it's fucking hilarious. I don't even do anything heavy. I was loading my van yesterday morning. For the people who are watching, I work for a delivery company, and so I have to load my van every morning. I'm loading my van, and of course I have to squat down when I'm in the back of the van. And I get out, I step out onto the ground, I stand up straight, and then my back it feels like I just pinched a nerve, and it just immediately it felt like I was being stabbed in the fucking kidney.
Oh.
And, yeah, I was like, well, fuck. Like this is what a decade of high impact will get you. Breaking your fucking back at 30 years old, stepping out of a fucking van. So, but I made it through yesterday. My boss ended up riding with me. He met up with me and rode with me and ran the packages while I drove. And then we got it done yesterday. But I'm gonna try to take it easy this weekend and see what happens. But it still hurts. Like, it was feeling pretty good last night, but this morning when I woke up, it hurt like a motherfucker. I could barely move. So
yeah, that really fucking sucks, man.
Yeah,
I really hate fucking back problems and shit. Chrissy's here.
Chrissy.
Hi, Chrissy. She's lovely. So back to this whole label thing. I think with every word and every whatever, because every word is some kind of label of some sort, except for those like connecting words, I guess. And it all depends on how much weight you put on that word, and it also depends on how you perceive it. Like, at the end of the day, the responsibility is on the individual, right? I don't think it's necessarily the labels that are a problem. I think people make labels a problem.
I don't think the argument is that the labels are a problem. I think they're useless at this point. Where we've gotten now. Less useful than they are. Less useful than they are useful, I guess, would be a better way to put it. Because I can tell the look on your face.
You mean more useful? Wait, labels are less useful. Okay, I understand what you're saying.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, you're with me now. Okay. I saw the look of confusion just pass over your face, and I was like, yeah, I've lost her. She's gone now.
Oh, I've had a really fucking weird couple days. Forgive me.
She's now thinking about ponies and unicorns, and I'm just here rambling myself.
Ooh, shiny.
But yeah. No, it's I don't like useless. I don't like time wasters. And to me, the label seems like a time waster. It'd be quicker and easier just to say, like, oh, well, what do you believe? Okay, I believe this. This is what I believe, you know? And
yeah, but you don't always have time.
yeah, but like I don't understand. I don't understand the point in. So okay, say if I say to you, I'm an atheist, and you're a religious person who's only dealt with fucking like douchebag atheists on the internet, right? Which we all know they're out there. We have to accept they're part of our fucking group, unfortunately. So if I say to a religious person, yeah, I'm an atheist, and the only atheists they've ever encountered have been just religious hating, bigots, stupid people, people who use bad arguments, hateful people, then that's who I am to them now. So what have we accomplished? They don't know anything more about me.
Yeah, but then they need to find out. They can't just but that's the problem again, where somebody else is ascribing meaning to a word. Because to tell someone that you're an atheist is way easier than getting into the whole, oh, I don't believe in deities. I mean, this is going into the whole thing. So that's why I think the labels are useful in actually cutting the time required to explain to someone. It's just the people who think about those labels a certain way that causes.
But if we can't agree, because at the end of the day, we all ascribe our own meanings to words. Name a fucking word, we all ascribe our own meaning to it. My point is if say, okay, so like, do you believe?
But words generally have an objective meaning. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, but if we don't agree on that meaning, then that's the problem. And that's what I'm getting at, is we don't agree on the meanings of words anymore, because every word has its own associations with it.
Okay, so that's why we need to talk about it, George.
But we are, Amy. But I mean, would it make more sense to say, like, oh, do you believe in God? Well, no, I'm an atheist, or no, I'm not really into religion or anything like that. Which one more accurately represents me to that person? Because the one has absolutely no baggage. I'm just not into religion. Do your own thing, whatever.
I feel like you're just making this so complicated.
I feel like I'm simplifying it, actually. You know?
Like okay, so just give me a moment. Reed is slowing down my thinking process.
This is what happens, chat. I back her into a corner, and she's like, just let me think for a minute. 20 minutes from now, she's either going to blatantly disagree with me, just out of sheer contrarian, or she's going to agree with everything I'm saying. Watch. I'm already calling it, Amy. We've been around and around this fucking track like 1,000 times.
Stop it, George.
You're supposed to be thinking of a rebuttal here, Amy.
I mean, it's pretty clear that I disagree with you. I mean, we've kind of had this conversation before. I do disagree with you. I think labels are useful, and I think labels help save time. And I understand that there's a problem with us not agreeing on the definition of words, but words have a general description, and it's people that take those words and add their own associations to them. So it all boils down to the individual and how the individual chooses to see something. Because I mean, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's necessary for us to communicate to have labels, because we wouldn't be able to do it as accurately as we do if we didn't have them. We'd be grunting at each other still.
I mean, that's what the fuck we're doing now. We're just making meat sounds. That's all
making
we're doing.
meat sounds.
It doesn't. That's going to open up a whole string of comments. But I
think there are people who have read the They're Made Out of Meat story, because I've sent it to as many people as I possibly could when I remembered it. So I made you. You read that? No, I sent it out to everybody because it was funny. But you are special because you actually read it to me in 2 different voices while I was at work.
I acted that shit out. I did a damn good job too.
It was so funny. Oh, I should make you do it now, but I won't.
Well, I would have to, because I'm using my phone for this, so I don't have any way to look at it. I would fucking do it. I got no fucking shame. You know that.
I know you would. It was so funny.
If I had a spare copy.
Brightened my day. That brightened my day at work. They're made out of meat. Meat? They're made out of meat.
It was great. But yeah, no, I get what you're
that day.
You should have gotten fired that day?
I should have.
Why would you have gotten fired that day?
Because I was laughing so much.
They probably just assumed you were listening or watching a stream or listening to some fucking thing you normally do. You don't normally laugh at work, Amy?
I do. I laugh all the time. Sometimes I'm like
Well, then,
just thinking to myself
then,
and I start laughing.
then why is that any different, Amy?
Because I can be a little quieter. Yes, I am talking to Dangerfield later, guys. It'll be at 3 p.m. So that's in about 11:30, 12:30, 1:32, 4.5 hours. Look at me. I have to count on my fingers. Oh, man. So dumb. Okay. But anyways.
I'm gonna refrain. But anyway, okay. I get what you're saying. And if we all agreed on the terms, if we all agreed what these words and these labels meant, are you just chugging water now? Goddamn.
Yeah.
What? It's not a competition.
Everybody drink your water, okay?
I have some. George, do good. George, hey, well that's well fine. I'm not drinking water anymore. That's how I'm doing that.
No, you have to. Yeah. I'm just kidding.
No, you flipped me off. No, I'm not drinking any more water. I'm never drinking water again.
But I love you, Georgie.
but no, if we all agreed on what these fucking terms meant, if what these labels meant, then yeah, you're 100% right. But we don't, and that's the problem. So,
yeah, the people are the problem, not the labels. That's exactly what you just said. You just iterated my argument back to me.
Exactly. Okay, so yeah, labels aren't the problem, but they're not useful.
They are useful, though. We've gotten this far because of the proper usage of labels and putting things into order.
Yeah, a lot of things are useful, but if people are too stupid to use them,
yeah,
then
but
they're no longer useful.
But that does not decrease the utility of the thing just because people are fucking stupid.
It does, because people are the ones using the things.
Okay, but
if people are the ones using the things.
George, you're trying to tell me that the thing is stupid while saying that it's actually the way the thing is used that's being stupid. So once again, it's not the thing itself. It doesn't.
Unless I misspoke. I never once said that labels are stupid. I said they're not as useful as they could be. They're not as useful as just simply saying what you mean to say. Instead of trying to ascribe some label to it that carries a whole lot of baggage along with it.
Yeah, but that's when you have the conversations, right? That's why it's necessary to have the conversations.
Then why even waste time with the labels then?
What do you mean? What do you mean? You need the labels regardless.
If you're gonna have the conversation, then why waste time with the labels? The labels are supposed to be the time saver.
Yeah, but the labels are but that's the thing. The labels help you decide. I mean, if you need to talk about it, you talk about it. In general, I would say that labels are more useful than they are not useful.
I want to disagree with that, but I can't think of anything.
You just want to disagree, and you're bitching at me about wanting to disagree with you.
Yeah, pretty much. No, I see what I see. I wouldn't say you're right. I think I see what you're saying.
Oh my God, you are such a hater. Like, you will never just give it to me. Give me the right.
I won't.
Fuck you.
I'm far too competitive for that, Amy.
Oh my God.
No, the problem is I see what you're saying. I don't I don't necessarily disagree with it, but I don't, and maybe it's just a personal thing for me, right? I'm not, and maybe I should clarify that. I'm just shake your head, fine. I don't care. All right. And I'm of course not saying that everybody should just drop these things, right? But I don't. For me personally, why use a word that doesn't fit what I actually am in order to?
But you would be. Don't you understand? You would be doing that. You would be doing that.
Well, I would be doing what? Using a word that doesn't fit me?
No, you would be using words that do fit you. That's the point, right?
Well, yeah, but there are no words. Okay, so listen, politically, I typically lean more left on most topics than I do right, but I'm a centrist at heart. I also approach everything by a case-by-case basis. But at the end of the fucking day, if I say, yeah, I'm a liberal, what do you automatically think of? You think of fucking crazy fucking feminist. You think of like the crazy PC fucking culture. That's what you think of. So that word is not useful. If I say I'm a conservative, what do you think of? The fucking crazy people on the extreme right. Again, the word's not fucking useful.
But it is useful. The thing is, it's the people that fucking ruin it. There is a point where it gets ridiculous. I do agree. Okay, I'm not fucking saying that, you know, labels are always. I like, again, the argument is that they're more useful than they are useless. Or, you know, less, you know, I can't say it. I can't get it right in my brain. Can you say it for me, please?
No, because then you'll just isolate that one clip and say that I agree with you. And
I don't have the time to isolate
I know
sound
what you're doing.
bites. I don't even know how to do that. Right. Stop.
But
I don't know.
But no, and if we could all agree on these terms. If we could say, okay, we all agree that this is what atheist means. We all agree that this is what liberal means.
But there is an objective meaning to atheist. That's the problem. It's when people take it and make it something else. Atheism just means a lack of, in this specific example, okay? It's just a lack of belief in a deity. That's all it is.
Yeah.
That's all the contents it has, okay? And that's what everybody who uses that word needs to know and understand. But you're right. There is a fucking problem when people associate it to the negative things that has now been attached to. I get it.
Yeah.
But that's not the fucking label's problem. That's the fucking problem of people. People need to chill out.
I guess
pull the brakes.
The way I look at it is, you know, the words have no intrinsic meaning or value. They're just
what the fuck are you talking
about? If you would not yell at me, I would explain. Amy.
Oh my God! How can I not yell at you?
You see what's happening here. You see what's
we're talking to each other. We're saying words to each other because there is it's not a personal attack. Stop it.
I'm gonna turn the chat. That's gonna happen. I'm gonna do it.
Shut up. You are so wrong right now.
I figured. I can't see the chat, but I figured I was. But I'll get them. I'll charm them. It's happening. Like an Indian guy with a cobra. It's happening. It's a snake charmer joke for your benefit. But no, like, words are just noises we make to convey meaning. If we don't agree on the meaning, then we're, again, like you said, we're just grunting at each other. Like, that's the problem I have, I guess, with language in general. Is before we can have that conversation, we have to understand what these words mean. And if we don't have the same meaning of the words, using the words is just, it's like if you're speaking German and I'm speaking English. We don't understand each other because we're speaking a different language.
Okay, but for the most part, we generally agree on words. It's the abstractions that are a problem still. I'm still bringing everything back to the person. No matter what you say, it comes back to the individual who uses that, because there are objective meanings to words. I think there is value to those words. So we're on total opposite ends of this.
Well, I mean, like, I don't see how, because again, like language is just some made up construct, right?
Okay, but what?
Language is.
Of course it is. Everything's a construct, George.
That's why if everybody woke up tomorrow and decided that day meant nighttime and night meant daytime, like that would just the words have no meaning in and of themselves. It's the meanings we ascribe to them that give them the power.
There are words that have been used over time in a specific way, and that's why they have just become what they are. Okay? Mm-hmm. So that's why night is night and it's not the opposite. If it was, I understand it still means the same thing. Like, it's still trying to talk about, it's a label for a specific way the sky looks. Okay, let's say. It doesn't change the fact that labels are valuable.
I don't think I've ever once said they're not valuable. I said they are not as useful as we.
There's no value to words and labels.
No intrinsic value.
But there is value
in and of themselves. The only value words have are the ones we give them. That value being the definition. That value meaning what they mean.
Yeah, but there is though.
No, there's no intrinsic value. The only value is what we give them.
Yeah, but like everybody agrees on a general value, and that's why those words are valuable to us.
Exactly. Now,
Okay, but that doesn't matter.
Wait.
But we need to communicate. So I don't understand.
If we don't agree on the term, is it valuable? If we don't agree on the meaning of the word, is it valuable to us?
It's still valuable because it serves as a description for something.
We're just gonna go around and around in circles, aren't we?
Yes, we are, because your fucking argument sucks.
How does my argument suck?
Your argument sucks because okay, look, we would not be able to have any valuable thing between us right now if we did not have words and labels, George.
I don't explain that. That makes no sense to me. Please explain.
Words and labels have an intrinsic value for the purpose of communication alone. Whether we ascribe them value and meaning or not, whatever, they in and of themselves are valuable, and intrinsically there is a meaning to every label. Again, it's just human abstraction that makes it difficult to communicate. So I don't understand why that has to do with the words and labels. I do, I see how an overuse of them in situations where they're not necessary can cause a problem. That definitely does. But what I'm saying is you're saying that generally, intrinsically, there's no value and no meaning to words. But there absolutely is. There is. Otherwise, nothing would fucking work. We wouldn't be able to communicate if our definitions are far off.
I feel like you misunderstood what I'm saying.
Okay, we'll say it again.
If I say ooga booga, that means nothing. That's gibberish, right? But if we both agree that ooga booga meant I love you, then that we would have an understanding. That's what I mean when I say words have no intrinsic value. They're just noises we make. The only value they have is the understanding we have between us that word means a certain thing.
Yeah, but that matters too, you know. Because words are used a certain way and have been for a long time, that's why they do have an intrinsic meaning or an objective meaning or a general meaning.
So you're saying that because we've had this for once it's been used and understood by everybody, that gives it its intrinsic value?
Yeah, exactly. Just like how with science, when we replicate experiments over and over and we get the same result, we call it a theory.
Yeah.
If it makes predictions, we call it a theory, right? That doesn't mean it's not subject to update. But obviously, if we see this repeat in the universe over and over again, it seems like more of an intrinsic property of it, right?
Am I not using the right? Is intrinsic not the right word I should be using? Is there a better word to use that would clear up this? Because that is a possibility. Sometimes I use the wrong word. Well, because to me, intrinsic means the value something has in and of itself on its own.
Yeah, like the very nature of it. Yeah. It made sense to me, but maybe I'm high and yeah, I don't know, dude.
This is your fault. All right, you're leading me to an early grave with your combativeness.
I'm not leading you to an early grave. I'm just trying to think about this as rationally as I'm able. And I mean, if I'm wrong, I'm open to hearing how I'm wrong, but I just don't think I am right now.
Yeah, well, nobody ever thinks they're wrong. I mean, that's the problem.
No, I do think I'm wrong a lot. Fuck you. You know this.
No, because when you think
you're always right.
No, when you think you're wrong, then you change your opinion. I mean, it's happened to me. There's been times I've thought I was right, and then we have a conversation about something, and I'm like, oh shit, I'm not right, and now I think Amy's right. So now I'm gonna adopt Amy's viewpoint because she's right. Or at least more right than I am.
That's happened both ways, I think, with us.
Yeah, that's all I was saying. I mean, you're freaking the fuck out. You need to calm down.
I'm fine. Okay, I'm fine.
But I play the victim a lot, guys. I'm sorry. It's a character flaw. What the fuck was I about to say?
I don't know.
Okay. Yeah, and I don't know, because in the same way that, they're like selfies now a word. That word didn't exist 20 fucking years ago.
Yeah, but new concepts are going to arise, George, and we are going to add a label to them.
Well, in the same way that moot, the dictionary term of moot means something that is up for debate. But colloquially...
When we say moot point?
Yeah, colloquially, it changed somewhere around the 80s and 90s. Unibrow? You're going with the unibrow now? Is that... But
I don't know why I started doing that. Oh my god.
but somewhere in the 80s and 90s, moot became a word that meant when you say it's a moot point, it's not up for debate. It's not up for discussion. So somewhere along the line, that word completely changed meanings to the exact opposite of what it used to mean.
Yeah, but
that's my point. If words have intrinsic value and intrinsic meanings, then they wouldn't be able to change like that because people don't know how to use them.
Okay, so perhaps intrinsic was not the right word then. But I mean, you can use a word in two different ways too. I mean, it depends on the context, right? So there's labels and words, and then there's something bigger within which they have to operate, and that's the realm of context. Now, context will obviously help be indicative of what word means what in that fucking conversation, right? So, yeah, I don't know. I think intrinsic works fine. Because, I mean, it doesn't change the original meaning of the word just because it is starting to be used in another way between people, right?
I think it does. Because
yeah,
again, if we all agree that moot now means a point that is not up for debate.
No, it just means that the fucking thing changed.
Yeah, then it has no intrinsic. If it can change, then it's not intrinsic.
Yeah, but it can still be used in its original form, is what I'm saying. So you can say that the meaning is intrinsic, and it's now just been used for this. It doesn't mean A anymore. It just means it's also used as B. I mean,
but if you like, well, let's stick with moot because I feel like that's perfect because the definition entirely changed. It's the exact opposite of what it used to be. So if you use the term moot point to describe something that is up for debate, everyone who hears that, who doesn't know the background of that word, now assumes that you said there's no point to discuss this.
Okay, but if they're confused, then can't they just ask?
Yeah, and again, that's my entire point, is the use of these words, the use of these labels oftentimes leads to more confusion than is necessary.
Not oftentimes. I don't think so. Maybe you need to fucking get better at talking, motherfucker. Not you, but whoever the fuck you're talking to.
But I'm about to say, bitch, I will fucking... but yeah, no, it's... And yeah, I mean... And maybe it is something that just is in my own personal life, because I live in an area where a lot of my ideals and values are exactly contrary to most of the people around me at all times. So I can definitely see how maybe this is just a personal issue for me, that these words aren't useful because I'm constantly having these fucking conversations. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I'm just gonna blow vaporizer in my face.
You're going to
bitch at me about smoking, and then you're just gonna blow vape smoke.
Hey, it's like so much better. And there's way more smoke. Cigarettes are just not satisfying for me. They couldn't be anymore because like there's no clouds.
See, the vapes don't give me that burn in the back of my throat that I like from cigarettes.
Oh.
I like that bite. I like that. Yeah.
I don't want you to die. Can you just stop smoking one day?
Look, I'm one thing at a time, Amy. I'm trying to lose weight, trying to get back into better shape, drinking more water. Like, just don't take all my goddamn vices in 1 month. That's all I'm saying. Like, let me have. We'll get there. Goddamn it.
I have to slowly get you healthier. I've been working on you. I've been working on you.
I know.
Cause I love you.
Yeah. Or you're some sort of devil woman sent to torment me. I'm not sure which yet. It's
evil.
Really coin toss. Really, it could go either way. So. Well, look, if I were the devil and I were gonna send an agent to torment somebody, I would send them in a pretty package.
Yeah.
Like, why wouldn't? Like, why would you send them in an ugly package?
I just want you to know that I have you in my calendar every Sunday for a walk. So.
Yeah. I think you sent me a picture of that.
I did. So, I mean, what are we going to do in winter? That's the question.
I'm going to walk in winter because I descend from the Norse. I don't feel cold, Amy. I'm a fucking monster. You, however, like I don't know what you're gonna do. But,
yeah, I'm gonna need another jacket this winter. It's supposed to be colder this winter.
I'll be out there in goddamn jogging shorts and a tank top. I don't give a fuck, Amy. Gangster.
Yeah. So what are you doing now? You're drinking more water, right?
Yeah.
And you're going for the walks and the runs. You've been running, and energy drinks. How are those?
No comment. I plead the fifth.
No shit. I know
No,
why you don't want to tell me. I know.
About two or three a day.
Oh man.
I've been working like 14-hour days though, Amy.
I get it, but you're gonna like the sugar in those is incredible. Have you been having the sugar ones?
No.
You're gonna die. Stop! I don't want you to die.
You know, like I do one of the most dangerous, like civilian jobs in the world, right? Like I have one of the most dangerous civilian positions in the world.
Really? Oh, because you're driving?
I drive all day.
Yeah.
I spend anywhere from 17 to, or anywhere from probably 12 to 17 hours a day behind the wheel of a vehicle. Like chances are I'm gonna die anyway.
I get you're gonna die anyway, but like, what happens after you have a walk, George? Don't you feel happy and better?
No, I feel sore and angry.
You're such a cunt.
Yeah.
Don't fucking lie to me.
No, I mean I don't feel any better or worse really. I mean there's no real change in how I feel.
You're honestly so just trying to minimize it. Yeah, I'm talking about the after feeling, not your general feeling.
No, I don't. I've heard people who especially runners who talk about like a runner's high.
Yeah, it's real.
I've never experienced that a day in my life. And I used to be very athletic. I used to move a lot, and I've never experienced a runner's high. I think it's something that they made up just to make themselves feel better for having a stupid hobby.
No, it's honestly, a rush of endorphins, George.
I've never felt it.
Stop.
So. I've just never felt it. So.
Okay, fine, but you're still gonna keep walking and stuff. So I'm not really getting mad at you about that anyway. You're doing what you're doing, and exactly. I'm happy about that. How much water you were like, I drank blah 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 ounces of water today.
Yeah.
And I'm like 3.5 liters. You beat me though. I had only had like 2, I think. 3
to 4 liters a day is what I've been averaging.
Yeah. So. I've been really bad with water. I've only been having like 2 to 3. I should probably have 4, but
yeah, Amy, quit being a fuck up. Get your shit together, Amy. All right.
I'm trying. I eat vegetables and stuff too, so I get a lot of water from those, like cucumber, red bell peppers. Like every fucking day I eat these. Have I sent you a picture of my veggies before?
I know you sent me a picture of one vegetable the other day.
Yeah, you should have seen what Devin did. He turned it like into I'm holding a big dick. I'm gonna should I send it to you now? I want to see your reaction.
I figured somebody would send that. Yeah, I figured somebody would do that.
It was amazing. Hold on a second. I need to send this to you right now.
I hope it doesn't fuck up the whatever's happening on the screen here. We'll see.
Hopefully not. Do you want me to send it to Google? I think you can come back to the chat. Where should I send it?
Probably.
Text you?
Yeah, just text it. It'll be fine.
Okay. Oh my God, George. Oh wait, is it the one that ends? Why are both numbers here? I deleted the other one.
Fuck.
Your old one. I deleted it. I'm not sure.
So, the one that ends in 5038, I believe.
Okay. Doxed. You just doxed yourself. Just kidding.
Fuck them. If they can piece together the other digits, which they probably could actually. Yeah, well,
yeah.
Fuck it. If they're that desperate to fucking harass me, they'll do it anyway. Fuck them.
Yeah.
But
why'd anybody come after you like that? Like for what reason?
I mean, these people on this chat, I don't see a reason other than I've been harassing you and
they're cool.
And yeah, other people in real life, yeah, there are a number of reasons, but
yeah,
that's a different story altogether.
George, you should have seen what I did to this guy yesterday. You know how emasculating it is when a woman calls you a fucking loser and calls you a vaginal dryer?
No, I don't. I've never experienced that one personally.
Oh my god, this guy's such a loser. So he got upset because he blocked me on Twitter because I sent him a picture of, do you know what sourpuss is? It's this sour flavored like liquor. And it's sour, and there's like a really annoyed looking cat on it. And he's like such a cantankerous little piece of shit. Like it's so funny. And so I tweeted him a picture of the sourpuss. And then the next thing you know, I was blocked. And I was like, wow, dude, you are such a cunt. And then I said that to him. It was the first thing I said to him when he got me on Skype. I was like,
oh, so this is the guy who was talking about how he could fight in grade school.
Yeah, okay, that's who I fucking talked to yesterday.
God. I don't. I want to preface this by saying I don't know who this guy is. I don't know anything about him. I'm not a big fan of Devin's channel. I've watched a few videos, you know. No offense, but I'm just I have so much shit going on anyway. It's hard to add one more thing.
Mad right now.
if they get mad because we have different tastes and they're stupid and fuck them. But like that's how I feel. Sorry guys, but you know, we all like different things. It's fine. But you know, and I don't.
A lot of us do.
That's fine. So are you gonna cut me off now? Is that what it is?
Yeah, you're done.
That's fine. That's it. I've been expecting it for 2 years now. So I mean, it was bound to happen eventually. But yeah, it's just I don't know this. The only thing I know about this guy is what's been said in the chat from yesterday, and I'm sure that was not exactly unbiased. Because these people apparently don't like him very much. So, but then again, if you are doing a live stream and talking about how tough you are, and then you call up a friend to tell fight stories on your behalf, you're a bitch. Sorry, that's if that happened, you're a bitch. Pure and simple. So.
Oh my god, it was really embarrassing. I can't stand men like that. That's so gross. And like, dude, you recorded a video in which you said things and you are now denying you said those things. Like, no. And like, he wouldn't let me question him or ask him anything about it. Like, oh my god, I just yo, some people are just it fucking amazes me they exist. It really does. I'm like, just when I think people can't get any more ridiculous, they do. And the saddest thing I think is when you can predict someone's behavior to a T. Like, you know, you're going to talk to them and certain things are going to be brought up. And you know they're going to talk about them because that's what they define themselves by. And it's just the most sad thing ever. All while they're sitting there and telling people that, oh, everyone's jealous of them. Everyone's using them for notoriety. Like, using you for notoriety, dude. You're a fucking loser midget DJ. You're washed up. You're getting old. Like, you look like your face is melting and fat. And you're screaming at a camera. And he ended up like continuing the stream elsewhere after the whole debacle went down on YouTube or whatever. And he's like taking his shirt off. And like some of the like people were messaging me like, oh my God, Amy, like he's like taking his shirt off right now. And he's like, and I'm over here like, and I just can't fucking help myself. Like, I just needed to go tear that bitch down. Like, oh my God. Like, how do you, like, I don't know, man. Like, he just doesn't even see. And it's so, I couldn't imagine being in a position where I could not recognize my own behavior. Like, I'm a cunt to people if I want to be. But you know what? If someone's a cunt to me, I can take it. Like, it's okay. You want to call me a bitch? He fucking called me a bitch yesterday. And then he cuts me off at the end of the conversation, doesn't let me finish, doesn't let me say anything, hangs up on me, and then immediately proceeds to call me a fucking idiot. And I'm like, you're a fucking loser. First of all, you tell me to come on because you're calling me out. You're not calling me out at all. What do? You launch into a diatribe where you're defending yourself and fucking talking about shit that doesn't even matter. And then you're going to be like, Amy, aren't you going to bring the facts? Where are the facts? And I'm like, oh my God, you're making up your own shit and you're calling it facts. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you, dude? Like, people like that, like, I like the rise. It makes me, I'm happy for it. Like, I'm really energetic and excited about it. Like, he's such a loser, man. Like, oh, it was really fun to witness. I maintained my calm. I was pretty cool and chill. And you know, when I get ranty, as I just did, I just get a little bit like passionate and my voice starts going up, but I'm pretty calm. Like, I'm not angry.
No, you're calm and collected at all times. I've never experienced anything of the sort.
That was fun, man. That you're never going to let me live down the day that I called you a moron. But I wasn't really calling you a moron. It was like a general thing.
Yeah. No, it's fine. Yeah, which again, like, I'm just so proud of myself that I remained calm throughout that entire conversation.
Yeah.
And you were the crazy person. Normally that's flop. Normally I'm the crazy asshole, and you're the rational one. But no, that day we switched roles, and it was nice to know what that feels like. It's the moral superiority that comes along with that. It's nice.
Oh my God. Oh, it was so funny. That was
This guy sounds like somebody I go out of my way to avoid.
Yeah.
Because I'm not patient. I'm not understanding. I'm not
so patient.
Friendly.
George, I'm so patient.
When shit like that goes down and people just start talking shit like that, it's like, okay, you're saying things now that are going to lead to an ass whooping. The only reason you're saying them is because I can't whip your ass like that. I'm not in a position to break your fucking jaw. That's the only reason you're saying this bullshit.
Yeah,
so
that's the thing with the internet, though, isn't it? And like, the anonymity thing is bullshit, and it's also bullshit how like he has every single one of us blocked now on Twitter, so we can't say anything to him. But this bitch is going to fucking just talk mad shit, and he wants to hear no dissent, which is exactly fucking why he blocked everybody.
Wait, aren't you usually attracted to that, though?
Me? Oh,
you're
such an asshole.
That was a low blow. I'm sorry. That was a low blow. I'm sorry. Continue.
It's okay. It's okay. That was just a bit of truth. What was I saying?
Yeah, that he blocked you guys on Twitter and still.
Yeah, he fucking blocks me on Twitter, and then he's gonna try and call me out and be like, "I'm fucking calling you out, Amy." No, you fucking loser. You blocked me because I sent you a picture of alcohol, making a joke about you being sour as shit because he was tweeting out fucking like pictures of Devin and being like, "Oh, you're not attractive. I get laid all the time. Your girlfriend sounds like a man." Like, for fuck's sake, dude, you're such a loser. You're just saying shit. Like, I hate that when people just say shit that's not even true. They're just saying it for the effect. Like, you're such an idiot.
When I would go to bars all the time, that's the exact type of guy I would look for to start shit with.
Yeah.
When I was in bars all the time and I wanted to fuck, if I had one of those days where it's like, I'm gonna go to a bar, I'm gonna hit somebody tonight. That's what's gonna happen. I would look for that guy. Yeah. That guy who's loud and just says random shit, and I would just goad him just a little bit at a time, just throwing little pieces out there until finally he gave me the excuse I needed. That's exactly that type of person. Which is why I avoid those people now, because I haven't changed at all, but I'm trying to. I'm trying to be a better person, Amy. But it's not easy when dealing with people like that. It's bad. So
yeah, like, stupid is something that requires a different brand of patience. My problem is I can entertain some people. I really can, because I'm like, yeah, I'll hear you out, because. What was accomplished yesterday was not just my desire for like conversation, I suppose, and just straight up starting shit and having fun because I don't give a fuck. You can't say anything to me that's gonna bother me, you know? I know myself. I'm pretty comfortable with myself. There's nothing you can fucking say to me. You don't know me enough. So I like to start shit with people who like the littlest thing bothers them. But it's also like he puts his behavior on display in a way that is very telling about the kind of person he is. I mean, we all do. Behavior is a huge indication of how we are as a person. And I just have a really big aversion to it. And I don't know. I wish I had a solid reason, but he's just someone I fucking have been bullying for the past like month and a half. And I don't know why, but I hate...
Because you're a bully. That's it, Amy.
I want to be the beta cleanup crew, man, because I'm so fucking sick and tired of all these bitch-ass men out there. It's fucking so gross. I hate it. Like the guys who wear their pants under their ass. Like, bitch, pull your pants up! Like, we're trying to live in a civilization here, motherfucker. Like, learn how to dress. Get it together. I'm fucking really judgy.
Well, especially when guys who wear their pants under their ass and they talk about how, like, oh, they're gangster and everything. It's like, motherfucker, you ain't never run from the cops a day in your life. I know, because you're not wearing a belt.
Yeah.
Anybody who's ever run from the cops wears pants that fit and usually has a belt on. Because the last thing you want to do when you're running is have your pants fall.
Yeah.
That's just a fact. Like, motherfucker, you don't know shit. Like, it's hilarious.
I just don't know. And I really hate people who are just all talk. You know what I mean? I mean, I talk a lot of shit. I talk a lot of shit. I am an endless barrage of shit talk, okay? But, like, I'm never going to say something about myself that isn't true because it's so fucking obvious if it's not true.
Yeah.
Fuck! Like...
Yeah.
But people are always pretending. People are lying to themselves. And people are fucking lying to everybody else. And you're just surrounded by fucking lies, George. Lies!
Well, yeah, I mean, especially, I think we all, everybody has things they don't like about themselves. And I think if you have too much in that bank, then you try to overcompensate. And I think that's where that bullshit comes from. You know? You think you're weak, you're scared of being perceived as weak, so you're going to talk like you're tough.
Yeah, but
that kind of thing.
Yes.
You know, I think it's a way of trying to trick other people, and I think it's even a way of trying to trick yourself into thinking that if I talk loud enough or if I talk big enough, maybe I will one day be big. You know what I mean? Maybe I can talk myself into being a badass fighter if I constantly tell myself.
I don't know if that's talking into anything. You're just telling yourself you're fucking great.
No, like I'm getting into their mindset. I'm not saying that it's real.
No, yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Because yeah, I mean, I didn't grow up with the easiest life. You know what I've been through the past 20-something years, but it's like, and I've encountered a lot of people with that kind of mentality. And I want to understand them, right? And there have been times where it was important for me, especially in my younger days, when I was a teenager, it was very important for me to be perceived as tough, to be perceived as strong and everything like that. And I mean, I guess I'm to the point now where it's just, fuck you. I don't give a fuck. Like, I am who I am. This is what you get. Like, if you like it, cool, we can chat. If not, you keep fucking moving. Yeah. And I think that's the problem is people rarely get to the point where they're that introspective that they can look that much into themselves and be comfortable with themselves that much to get to the point where they're comfortable with other people.
Honestly, you're never going to be comfortable being honest with anybody fully unless you're honest with yourself. And that includes accepting some very ugly things about yourself. And you know what? We all fucking have them and we all have to deal with them because there's some things that are immutable.
Yeah.
About you, like, that's just the truth, yo.
Like this wicked beard.
Yeah. The beard. Do you know I named the stream just Beard? It's just Beard.
Yeah, you told me that, and that was yeah. I see you just
See, I've reduced you to a label.
Exactly. You're just reducing me to the lowest common denominator.
No,
Amy.
it's not. But you know
How
why? Because
you.
listen to me. When we talked before, you were the guy with the beard, and now I think everybody knows
that I'm just the guy with the beard.
Who's been there? That you are the guy with the beard. It's hard to remember all the people. Okay, we talk. So I know who you are, and I remember you, but not everybody else.
I don't expect anybody to remember me. To be honest with you, it's fine if you don't remember me. That's fine. I don't think I'm that important, right?
Yeah.
Like it's
not. I'm not that important either. I'm not that important either.
At least you spell your name in a weird way so that it sticks out to your name.
Oh man.
But just reducing me to my beard. How dare you? I'm so much more than the beard, Amy. I'm so much more.
Do you know what Brian calls me? Brian calls me boobs. So I've also been reduced to a very simple label, which is fine with me.
That's fair though, but you're a woman, so it's okay.
You know, it's so funny when I call and he's like, "Hey, boobs."
Oh, speaking of boobs. Oh my God, yeah. Devin mentioned something about naming your boobs on the chat yesterday.
Thank you. Come again.
I figured I had to slide in before he claimed the right by like prima nocta or whatever the cult of Devin calls it. And that's a joke, people. Calm down.
Excuse me, the collective.
Oh, the collective, the Borg of Devin. I swooped in and named them Ruby and Mabel. So
Ruby and Mabel.
Yeah, that's from my left to right. So from your right to left, Ruby and Mabel. That's
okay. So would that be my right to left?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Ruby and Mabel.
Yeah.
Thank you. Come again. George, is that your third cigarette? You're killing me.
It's my second, I believe. But the goddamn fire safe cigarettes, they go the fuck out. Like if you don't keep on them enough, it's annoying.
I should have rolled the joint. That's what I should have done.
Should have.
So we were talking about something and I forgot.
We've talked about a lot of things.
Okay, so we were just talking about how it's really hard to like if people like I think I made connections with people that I would never make connections with if I wasn't totally open and honest. Like I don't think we would have ever talked if I didn't just come out and fucking talk to you and like have always been myself. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like the thing that's kind of annoying about that is like when there's something wrong, you're like, Amy, I know something's happening. Like, why aren't you just talking to me? And I'm like, because I'm in like a really negative space right now, and like I don't want to make you upset and like make you worried about me and stuff. So I'm just gonna ignore my phone for like 3 days, and
and just let me assume you're dead in a ditch somewhere. That's great. I appreciate
oh my God, I can't believe I did that to you that one time where you like emailed me and you were like, Amy, I haven't heard from you in like 5 days. Oh my God, that was Christmas time. Christmas time was so rough.
That was just before Christmas, I think. That was like.
Was it?
Yeah, I think it was like early December, I think. But. But yeah.
Aw, Georgie.
Yeah. But you know me, I always go to worst case scenario anyway. So.
Yeah, you're a DEFCON 5 guy.
Yeah.
So now I try to make sure. Sometimes I know I'm really bad, and I know I should just be like, hey, I'm going dark or whatever. Like you've told me, but sometimes, dude, like I don't even have the energy to even text and be like, I don't want to talk to anybody today because I don't want to talk to anybody. So why the fuck would I want to text you? You know, but like it's also nice that people worry and care because that's definitely something I need in my life is people who are concerned. Like legitimately concerned about me. That's a really nice feeling, you know?
Yeah.
I love that shit, man. I love it. I'm so nurturing. I don't hide it anymore. So if I'm bitching at you to like drink water and shit, it's because I really care about you. Legit. And if you have a problem with that, well, try and stay away from me and see how that goes for you.
Oh yeah, crazy. That's what happened. I go crazy. I'll go insane, Amy. That's But yeah, no, it's I just totally my brain just blanked
Yeah,
out.
I
It's
just
gone.
witnessed that in real time. That
Like
was
it was,
amazing. That
yeah,
happens to me a lot too.
yeah. It's like I was about to say something, and it was just gone. It was everything was gone. I got nothing. I mean, I got nothing. Yeah,
Chrissy's
no, it
so
is nice when
funny.
people care about you. I guess that's
Yeah, it's all right, I guess. It does the job. Fucking
yeah.
Chrissy's like, I hate it when people care. I like to fuck those with dead eyes. Fucking British people are just so lovely.
Yeah. There's nothing worse than dead eyes when you're fucking. That's absolutely
Oh,
terrifying.
that's amazing.
I'm covered in ash.
Yeah, well, that's what happens when you smoke cigarettes in your
Yeah,
car, you
yeah,
animal.
yeah. Well, I don't smoke in the house, so who's the
Thank
animal?
goodness for that.
All right.
Thank goodness for that. You
You're
can't
up.
smoke cigarettes in the house, man. You can
You're
smoke weed in the house, but you
your
can't smoke
upstairs
cigarettes.
neighbor's catching a fucking secondhand high from the
They don't know
fucking.
shit. Do you know why? Do you know why they don't know shit? Because they fucking cook that Indian food, George. And that Indian food ain't no joke when it comes to smells.
Oh,
Okay?
I know.
So I'm pretty sure their nasal cavities capacity to smell is completely fucking burned out from all the shit that they cook every single fucking day.
Yeah.
All right? Yeah, that was racist. Racist! I'm so racist!
Hey, I'm supposed to be the racist one, all right?
Yeah.
Listen. You see this? You see this white ass skin? That means I get to be the racist, all right?
You're so
You just sit there and take it. You just sit there and take it, all right?
Why are you so white? I can't fix this.
Genetics, Amy. Genetics. That's all it is.
That's privilege, you whore.
Yeah.
Uh-oh, sorry about that, guys. Crotch shot.
You need to calm down, Amy. You need to calm. This stream's about to become an entirely different thing. All right, you need to calm yourself.
Oh my god.
I didn't know I was signing up for that kind of stream. So, do I get a cut of the money?
What money? There's no money here.
When you start taking your clothes off, Amy. That was the joke. That was the joke, Amy.
I don't get any.
You know, I feel like I've lost.
Sometimes I wonder how you tolerate me when I start doing shit like that. What's that like?
It's just something I'm used to, honestly.
Yeah.
And I think I'm used to dealing with people who aren't quite as smart as I am in a lot of cases, and so I'm used to a blank stare from a lot of people.
Yeah.
And I know that's not the case in for you. You know, it's usually because your mind just drifted off, which is fine. You know, I don't blame you for drifting off whenever you talk to me. It's
no, I don't. I rarely do. It happens more when I'm high, and you're like, Amy, are you with me? And I'm like, can you just repeat your entire 5-minute argument again? Because I was listening, I swear, but I don't remember listening.
Yeah.
And then you do, and then I'm like, sorry, can you repeat that? The phone was cutting out.
Yeah. It's also, I think it also helps that my best friend smokes a lot of weed too, so I'm used to him doing that shit to me all the time. So it's.
I've been being good. I've been trying to take a break, but you know what happened? So on Friday, I was like, man, I really want to have a drink or something. I don't feel like going to the gym. I've gone 3 days in a row. I would like to have a bit of a break. So I think I'm going to go get some vodka and have some vodka and grapefruit juice. And then I was like, I could just spend the same amount and get some weed for the weekend since it's a long weekend. And maybe I should do that instead because I prefer weed to alcohol or liquor. So, yeah, I think that was a really good decision. So I decided to cheat a little bit because I bought a new vape. And that still hasn't arrived, by the way. So fuck the postal system. And because I bought that, I was like, I'm going to be financially responsible and not use my monthly weed budget for weed because I'm buying something with it instead. So that's what's happening. And now I'm waiting for it to get here and it hasn't got here. And then, yeah, I decided to cheat this weekend. It was a great idea. I'm off tomorrow, which is super exciting. I don't know what I'm going to do. I think I'm going to go to the gym or something. But other than that.
What are you off tomorrow for? You know those weird Canadian holidays? Let me guess. Moose Day. Is it Moose Day?
It's Family Day, you fucker.
So Moose Day. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. So every province has it in a different month. Ours is this month. Ours is this month.
It's so fucking insane to me, like other countries, like labor laws and shit.
Yeah.
Like it's weird because in America it's like you don't get days off. You get like maybe 3 or 4 major holidays.
Yeah.
And and I guess also depend on the job. Your state jobs will get, most major holidays off and things like that. But like I get like 4th of July, Thanksgiving, and Christmas Day. Those are the only days off I get. Well, Memorial Day, I think. It's weird to me.
If we didn't get 2 weeks of holidays during the year, I'd be pretty fucking upset. But I haven't taken any this year because I took so many last year because I was going back and forth from Baltimore. But yeah, I'm not taking any this year. Maybe like around Christmas time, I'll take 3 or 4 days off. I'll take that week off. That's what I'm gonna do. Yeah. Because Christmas time is just that time where you just don't want to fucking go to work, man. It's cold. I don't want to wake up in the morning. I just want to relax and like have a cup of tea while I watch the snow fall outside the window. Like, leave me alone. Stop making me work in winter. Nobody wants to work. The business is really slow. People are spending time with their family.
Speaking of Christmas, remember, you have to sing to me every day in December this year.
Okay, fine, I will.
Yeah.
It's actually a fair trade.
Well, you agreed to it. I just wanted to remind you.
Sing me a song every single day. That was so fucking awesome.
I know.
I think I sent myself those voice clips as well, so I actually have them saved.
Yeah, no, I sent some of them on like different apps too, I think, which kind of fucked us up.
Yeah, WhatsApp. But you know what else happened is I returned that phone. So I got a new one, and I don't think it actually shows up in my WhatsApp anymore, but it might be saved on my other phone too.
How dare you?
Those are so great.
I'm going to turn off this video for a second because I'm going to take a piss, but I'll be right back. I'm still.
But can you mute? Okay, you got to mute though. We don't want to hear you pee.
Well, fine.
We don't want to hear you pee.
Well, fine.
Not like this.
Are you sure?
It's not just you and me.
Are you sure?
I'm sure.
Are you sure?
I'm so sure.
Poll the chat. I want to know. Poll the chat.
No, we don't want to hear it. Just
you don't want to hear
do what you gotta do.
You don't want to hear the manly stream? Because it's a powerful manly stream.
No, it's very gross.
All right, I'll be back in a minute.
Okay. Hi guys. What's going on? Is everybody having a good time? And yeah, I do know him, okay? And I've actually talked to him on the phone and gotten pee while I was on the phone with him. So, like, sometimes you don't want to get off the motherfucking phone. You just want to talk, and I put him through that. But I would never allow that in a public forum. It's different when you know someone, It makes a difference. Hello, Chris. Hi, Neeb. Johan. Sean. Will. Let's see. SJF. Managu. Amused and Chrissy. Hey guys. John just left. Bye. Bye. I was made aware that I totally missed Devin and everybody talking on Discord about the conversation. Hi Alfie! Sorry! I was looking at the list from who was typed most recently, so if I missed you, that's why. I don't purposely miss you. What was I saying? Oh yeah, I was made aware today that everybody analyzed the conversation between Joe and I on Discord, and I'm super sad I missed that. What's up, crowd? And it was probably really fucking funny because Devin's really good at analyzing shit. He's my favorite. Is that not obvious yet? Is it gross? Sometimes I wonder. I don't think so. I think I'm just really for him. And I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. I'm really for everybody on Discord too. You guys are like super like awesome. Is that George? George, have you returned?
I am back, yes.
You can't leave me alone with my stream of consciousness and people. I think that might be a bad thing.
Yeah, no, I was listening the entire time.
Oh, were you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the beautiful thing about muting and
yeah, I guess so.
Yeah, shutting off the video is.
Well, that's cool.
I was still here.
Could you actually hear me talking?
Yeah, I heard all the shit.
I'm talking really low right now.
I heard all the shit you were talking.
Yeah.
About how I'm a monster and rude.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. Yeah. Actually, I was talking to them about how when we talk on the phone and I have to go pee, I just take you with me.
yeah. Yeah. No,
That's what you get for knowing me for two years almost.
That's definitely a friendship test. It's like,
Yeah.
are you gonna pee while still talking to this person?
Yeah.
Like, are you? That's a comfort level thing.
That's kind of funny.
Right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would never fucking dream of doing that online, though. That is pretty bad. So there's this 3-part series so far. Another one, I'm just going to bitch at you every time you light up one of those fucking death sticks.
Amy, I'm used to women bitching at me about the things that I do. That's fine. It has no effect on me whatsoever. All right? Do I strike you as the type of guy who doesn't get bitched at by women often? You just going to keep tapping the mic, Amy?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
you know what that is? I'm tapping out.
Oh, you're tapping out? Okay.
I'm tapping out of that.
About me getting bitched at by women? Is that's fine. That's fair.
Yeah, because you're interrupting my bitching at you. So, hello.
Yeah, because why would I just sit here and let you bitch at me, Amy?
Because I say some good things sometimes.
I don't know that I buy that. I don't know that I buy that.
Whatever. So, what's the plan for the rest of the day? It's 11:30.
You were gonna tell me about a 3-part thing, and then
right.
started screaming at me about my cigarettes.
So there's this 3-part series that Devin did called the Virgin Chronicles, and each time he talked to a different virgin who watches his videos, and the third one did a stream with the second one, and he took a piss on stream and had his camera on. It was very not kosher. I was not okay with that. It made me very uncomfortable.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah. So I lost my shit, and I was like, how the fuck can you do this? Like, oh my God, this is online forever. You know, I don't know about that. I don't know what to say. So,
I was expecting some interesting story, and I just kind of went nowhere. So,
yeah, I do that sometimes. I do that. I don't know. I don't know what else to talk about. I mean, what else can we talk about? I'm trying to, for some reason, my brain is like, you have laundry to get, but that's not for a while. So I don't know why it's going off on me like that.
Because your brain's revolting against me. I mean, that's what's happening. Your brain is revolting. I don't know. I kind of feel like we hit a dead end with the whole labels discussion.
Yeah, because we didn't agree, and I was right.
Or I'm right,
but you're not right.
You're just in a feedback loop with the chat right now, who are against me.
I'm not in a feedback loop. I wasn't actually looking at it
because of beard jealousy, and that's gonna be the excuse I use. Beard jealousy. When my arguments.
Wait, I'm jealous of your beard?
No, the people in the chat, when they agree with you and not me, it's not because your point was more valid. It's because they're jealous of my beard. That's how it works. That's how it works. Sometimes I wonder what other people think of me. It's fun. I assume it's never good.
You assume it's never good?
Yeah.
You know, you can be a cool person and be wrong at the same time.
I disagree.
Well, that perfectly describes you right now, so I don't know why you're getting.
No, I'm 100% right always, Amy. It's just my level of rightness is so far above what you could possibly reach.
You are such a cunt.
It's so far, like, my level of genius is so high up there that other people see it as idiocy. That's what's happening. That's all it is.
You're so funny. So, yeah, I'm like, what do you call it? I guess I'm a little burnt out. Like, I feel after a while I get kind of tired. There's some days where we have gone for like 4 hours and we've talked, and there's some days where it's like I've only got an hour in me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's fine. I think you have a lot of conversations.
I've been trying.
There's only like so many times you can talk and then not feel like you're repeating yourself constantly.
But George, I'm so addicted to talking. I fucking love it, man. Like, I love talking. It's seriously my favorite thing to do. And some days it's a little more taxing than others. It's just because I know I have to do shit today, right? And I was like, no, I'm going to talk to George today, and I'm going to fucking talk to Dangerfield today. And I ended up talking to fucking Joe last night. And that was after a fucking stream I did with somebody else, you know? It's fun to do, but it is actually quite taxing and tiring. And, but I mean, that's what the weekend is for, right? Because during the week, I just kind of disappear. I have to deal with my life and do my other shit. And the weekend, I kind of just, you know, freeball it, and just kind of whatever happens, happens. And if I can set shit up, I do. But I love talking. I like to get to know people. And it's also a good way for me to conduct social experiments as well as be in a social experiment. Because every time you're talking to someone, a new conversation that you don't necessarily pick a topic for, or you're willing to go wherever with, is just experimentation, right? It's like it's a form of trial and error and gathering data. And I like that.
Yeah.
I like to learn, and I learn about people. It's not just I'm learning about yourself. I'm also learning about different people, which I think understanding how people work and being able to like increase my patience and then increase my aptitude for conversation. Like, I have to put myself through having conversation. I don't know. That's kind of how I see it. I find it really helpful for myself. It's totally a selfish enterprise, but I mean, there's people out there who seem to enjoy it. So that's kind of cool. It's cool that something I like to do is in some way giving back.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think especially like, especially watching, which I haven't watched all of your streams. I've probably watched 3 or 4. But it's the openness of for which you conduct yourself, and you bring that out of other people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like when we first started talking, I never expected that I would one day tell you, you know, the deepest, darkest shit about me. You know? And yeah, it took me a while to get there, because I'm naturally not trusting or friendly.
Yeah.
But
it should, though. Don't you think it should? I don't think, like, if somebody doesn't want to tell you something, I am one of those people who's like, no, you get to know me and we get to know each other at your pace. I'm not going to push you to tell me anything. I'd rather you want to tell me than me forcing you to tell me this. I want to know this about you. Tell me everything. Like, I don't like that shit. I think it's way better when things progress in an organic and natural fashion, and then it's more real that way.
Yeah.
I like real, you know? That's what I like.
Well, I think that's the interesting thing about your streams is there's always something. I'm trying to think of the right word. It's somewhat voyeuristic to sit and just watch a conversation between two people who are they're being open and they're honest, and they're not thinking about what other people are thinking about them. They're having a conversation between two people, and they're not worried about judgment. They're not worried about, you know, being told they're bad because they have these thoughts and these feelings and these emotions. And I think that's what's interesting about like what you've been doing recently is the kind of openness, and just and I know I've said this before, but you are one of the most understanding, like ridiculously understanding and people I've ever met. Like, it's insane. I can't tell you how many people that I've kind of opened up to about some of the darker shit, and they've immediately just shut the fuck down.
Yeah.
And it's like that's why I'm so fucking hesitant to actually say anything to anybody.
Yeah.
You know, and because it's so hard. It's so hard. It's so hard. It's so fucking frustrating when you do get to that point where you trust somebody and you're like, I want to let them know something real about me, something personal about me, and then they shut the fuck down. It's like, oh shit, like I put my trust in someone who's untrustworthy.
Yeah.
You know, and that is, I mean, that's one of the most existential like fears that I think I have as a person. Is trusting someone who proves himself untrustworthy.
Yeah.
You know, because for me, the stakes are so fucking high. Like, especially the world I've lived in, for the past, 15, 20, or 10 to 15 years it is life and death. No joke, 100% life and death. And to put that kind of faith into somebody is fucking horrifying.
Yeah.
And it's not something that I either step into lightly or that I accept lightly. Whether I'm trusting somebody else or whether they're trusting me, it's not something that I take fucking light. That's a fucking responsibility.
Yeah.
That you have to another person. And it is fucking horrifying to me in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
But it is also liberating and freeing. And there is that sense of relief when, like, especially for me, I constantly find myself gauging my words before I say them. Even right now, if this were a conversation, like, not live, I would be comfortable just saying whatever came to my mind. But there are anybody could be fucking watching this. And so I'm constantly like, okay, if you say that, they could fucking bring you up on charges. So don't fucking say that. You know what I mean? And it's like, it's so exhausting to constantly sit and gauge every fucking word that you're about to fucking say.
Dude, yes.
And so when you find somebody who you don't have to have those filters, when you get to the point where when you can be honestly yourself without fear of judgment or being looked down on or rebuke for who you are as a person, it is so it's a freedom. It's relaxing.
Yeah,
you're able to just sit back and be.
Yeah.
Instead of making sure that you're trying to hide some of the darker things that you don't want other people to know.
Yeah.
And
I'm all about the dark shit though. Like you're never gonna appreciate someone's light unless you know they're dark, right? Yeah. And I mean, I am under no illusion that I am the perfect person either. And my circumstances have elicited a certain response for me as an organism, and that's how my life has played out, and that's how other people's lives have played out too. And there's this weird thing that I have too, that I'm just attracted to like realness, and there's something to, I don't even know if I can properly explain this, to be honest with you, but like I seem to be attracting the kind of people that because I need to be able to be myself too. So obviously I want people to feel like they can be themselves with me, no matter how fucking outrageous that is. I mean, obviously I'm going to draw a line if my health is in some kind of risk, or like if you're going to kill me, obviously, like there's something different to that. Right. But I mean, like your past, and everybody's past makes them who they are. People make mistakes, and I like people who are honest about that shit, because I need to be honest about mine too. I'm not gonna get better by like pretending I'm just so fucking amazing and awesome and like I haven't done anything wrong in my life. No, I fucked up a lot, and it takes a degree of courage to be able to admit that to yourself, let alone anybody else. Right. So I value that. I value that in other people, and I value people who are real as fuck with me above all. Like that is so much more important to me than like people liking me or whatever. I don't know. I like you can't build an honest connection with anybody unless you are honest. You can't make real friends. You can't have a real relationship with someone. Like you have to be honest. And yeah, sometimes it's not going to get the greatest results, but that's going to help like shift your behavior in another direction,
Yeah.
Like that's just how it's going to go.
I mean, especially like when you're trying to build a connection with somebody, like if you're not being honest about who you are, then they're not building a connection with you. They're building a connection with a straw man that you built for them to build a connection with.
Exactly.
That's a scarecrow that they're talking to, not you. Yeah. And eventually you're going to come out. You're going to be you. Yeah. You're going to get to that point where you feel comfortable.
Yeah.
And if you haven't been, kind of easing them into that, like at some point the floodgates are going to open, and they're going to realize you're not the person that they thought you were.
Time fucking reveals everything. That's the thing. You start to spend enough time with a person, they really start to reveal the person they are, and you realize like people say a lot of shit. people talk a lot of shit and they can't back it up. And I don't like that shit. Like, I don't like people who have delusions of grandeur at all. Like, that shit bothers me so much. Like, the minute you think, like, it's cool if you think you're great at something, because you absolutely can be. Like, there's things I think I'm great at, just as there's things I know I'm bad at. There's nothing wrong with that. But when you start, like, when that's just what you tell yourself all the time, I'm fucking great, I'm fucking great, I'm fucking great, you're limiting yourself from the improvement part, and that great lags behind at some point. You got to keep doing things in order to be great. Like, people just like to say that they're great and they haven't even accomplished anything to warrant that description. And I don't know. We have like super low standards, I guess. I am of the mind that it is totally cool to be elitist, and that sounds really douchebaggy, but I don't care. Like, you should have standards for the people you want in your life, you know? You should have people around who embody qualities that you want to emulate, that are going to be helpful to you being a better fucking person. Because it doesn't just help you when you're a better person, it helps everybody around you too. And then you can fucking help each other too. Like, that's how shit should go. You know? I don't know. That's just my, like, ideal way of looking at things, I guess. But I like to operate that way. I'm nice until you give me a reason not to be, because, you know, and sometimes I'm just not, because you fucking disgust me so much I can't handle it.
Oh, that explains it. That explains why you're so mean to me all the time. That's fine.
Yeah.
I should really stop playing the victim. I'm noticing it now every time I do it. It's like, God, you use that card a lot. That's annoying to me.
Yeah, but you're just joking though. So.
Yeah.
You're just fucking around.
But like, I also think I think too many times we get into like an echo chamber. You know, like, and especially like you look at like celebrities who, you know, like a Tom Cruise or somebody huge. Like, they surround themselves with people who just agree with them. And
sounds like somebody I used to know.
Yeah.
Not you.
Yeah, I know. I was about to say something, then I decided not to say nothing. Because sometimes it's better just not to say nothing.
Yes.
But yeah, no, you surround yourself with people who only agree with you and only tell you how awesome you are. And yeah, it is good to have people around who do build you up. You know, it is nice to have friends who, you know, when you need to be told, like, hey, you know, you're actually a really cool person for these reasons. You know, yeah, you're also a shithead for these reasons, but we're not talking about that right now. We're talking about how you're an awesome person right now, because that's what you need. But you also, when you get too big, you also need those people to come along and cut you down at the knees and be like, hey, calm down, jackass, because you're still this and this and this. So shut the fuck up, you know?
Yeah.
And, but I think so many times we get in that echo chamber of people who just agree with us, and it only builds us up, and it never, and especially like if you have money or power or fame, you draw people in who will say whatever they can to be part of that group so that they can also have money and power and fame through you.
I feel like you're talking about Trump right now.
Yeah, I mean, Trump is another great example. I mean, you can point to a million different examples.
I hate him.
Yeah,
I hate him so much.
That's another one that if I start talking, the NSA is going to swoop down in black helicopters, and I'm going to be arrested live on YouTube. But
don't do it. Yeah, sorry, it's just like as soon as you started talking about that douchebaggery, the first fucking name that comes to my mind is Trump, and I'm like,
yeah, and I mean, but yeah, you have this false sense of grandeur. I guess you said it earlier. You know, you have this sense of confidence that you haven't earned.
Yeah.
You know, and it is for me, it's weird because I like, even in my family growing up as a kid, like, we dealt with each other by throwing insults at each other. You know, so that's just how that's the environment I've always been in.
Yeah.
And it's weird that I should probably clarify, jokes, like, that's how we like the way me and you talk. I just realized that some people might hear that and say, oh, you grew up in an abusive household, fuck you. But no,
you're good.
Like, I mean, that's the environment I've always been in. You know, I'm the youngest of 5 kids. Like, me and my brothers and my sister, we would just lob insults at each other all day long because it was fun. That's how we joked around with each other. When my uncle was sick with cancer in the hospital, we got, like, my family got thrown out of the fucking waiting room because we were being too loud, because that's how we dealt with shit, you know? We just tell stories and laugh and just lob insults and be like, yeah, that lazy bastard's in there with cancer, fucking off, not doing his job, you know? Shit like that, because that's how. Yeah. So for me, it's weird to, I guess it's weird to be surrounded by entirely positive people who, you know, never have anything negative to say, you know, never, you know, toss little jabs at you every now and again. It's just, yeah, I feel uncomfortable when somebody's overly positive.
Like, do you remember how I was telling you last week that, like, I think I'm generally seen as a pretty positive person, but when I'm in a negative mood, I'm worried for people to see that, because I don't want to be told that I can't be negative.
Yeah.
Like, fuck off. I'm going to have bad days. And, like, the thing is, the reason I don't talk to people, George, when I get like that is because I know they're going to be like, Amy, it's just a phase. Like, don't worry. I'm like, this is what I'm telling myself. I fucking know this already. Yeah. Like, I already know that this is just what my brain is doing right now. This too shall pass. Like, it's really fucking bad right now. And I don't need to hear that shit. So, and I know they are just trying to be nice to me, right? They just want me to feel better. But I'm not going to receive it well, because I'm receiving it from a place where everything is shit. So I just need to be able to sit there and kind of not get upset or get whatever. Like, I need to be able to be negative. It's going to fucking happen sometimes. Like, I'm not going to be happy and bubbly 24/7. I mean, I generally kind of am, but that's why it's so shocking, right? So, like, and I don't know. I just feel burdened, like I'm a burden when I'm negative, and they're just like, oh, it's going to be okay. Like, you're just feeling this today. And I'm going to be like, yeah, I get it. Thanks. You know, that's probably going to upset them. And, like, that's not a nice way to respond to that. So I kind of just.
I definitely get what you're saying. Like, I know I have days where I'm just, I'm in a bad place. And I know there have been times where I've told you, it's like, yeah, I'm going to be quiet today, because I'm just.
Yeah.
And it's always those days that people who normally don't talk to me come up and be like, hey, man, you all right?
Talk to you.
It's like, dude, I want to murder like 7 people right now. I would rather not add you to this fucking list. Just leave me the fuck alone, please. You know? And
oh my God.
I think that's what's important though too, is that open communication, where if you're comfortable enough with somebody, you can say, like, yeah, I'm not in the mood to talk today, and they'll be like, all right, cool, I'm here if you need me, and then we're done, you know. And I think that goes along with that honesty and that comfort of surrounding yourself with people who know who you are, to an extent that, you know, you can simply say, like, yeah, I'm having a rough day today, you know?
Or hey, I just need to vent. And like if you don't want to hear it, the thing is, I never want to be I want to be responded to in the way that, like, if someone didn't want to hear about what I had to say, like, I am okay with you saying, I don't want to hear you. Like, I just don't want to hear it, Amy. Like, that is so much better to me than someone just dealing with it. I don't want to be something someone has to deal with. You know what I mean? I just kind of want to be like, if you're there for me, cool. If you're not, cool. Like, I'm fine either way. But whatever it is, like, whatever exchange we have, like, I just want it to be legit. If you actually want to be there for me as a friend, I want you to want to be there. And if you don't, I'd much prefer you weren't. I'm totally okay with that, because sometimes you're not going to want to deal with people's bullshit. I know I get like that too. And you need to be able to tell people, like, look, I can't with your shit today. I just can't. Like, please understand, it's nothing personal. Like, I just can't today. So, like, when I get in those moods, I always want to be the kind of person who's there for you. But if I can't fucking handle it because I can't handle my own emotional shit, well, nothing productive is coming out of me being here for you. Yeah. So I'd rather just save both of our time and just whatever, right? But as for the whole energies thing too, I mean, it's very clear that when you're speaking with somebody, there is an exchange of energies happening between you two, right? If there's some like unsettled bullshit happening between two people, that stuff manifests itself in awkwardness, and like, you just feel it in the air. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, it's so obvious. And that's the kind of shit that I sense. And that's the kind of shit where I'm like, can you just fucking tell me what you're thinking? Like, but you can't, because you're so far in denial to yourself about it that you can't even communicate what it is to me. And I can fucking tell there's something happening here because of how you're responding, which is very different to how you usually respond to me. So obviously I'm going to notice that difference. And if that's not something we can talk about, maybe now's not the time for us to talk to each other or whatever, you know, like,
yeah.
For the most part, you want your interactions to be positive and healthy because that shit influences and really affects your day. It does. We don't like to admit those things, but there are so many things out of our power that we can't control, that the things that we do have power over, we definitely should take advantage of that. And that includes the people that you talk to or the people that you're interacting with, you know? It's huge.
Well, I mean, I don't know why anybody would choose to interact with someone who doesn't like increase the joy of their life. You know what I mean? Like with someone
you're right. I don't know why. Because I've done it.
Yeah. Again, I'm not going to say nothing. I'm not going to say a goddamn word.
No, but it's true. I've done it to myself, and I'm learning lessons now that, you know, sometimes it doesn't fucking matter how much you had a feeling towards a person at one time, but if this is how they're behaving now and it's not producing an overall net positive for you, then get the fuck out. Like, no more. You just have to leave. You have to, there are way more situations in life that you should exit than you should stay with. And that's kind of a part of being picky about the things that you ingest in a day, and like being picky about who you communicate with in a day. Like, you just have to be able to get rid of that stuff as much as possible, because there's way more negative in the world than there is positive. And like, you even have to be selective about the positive shit. It really does come down to that. You have to pick and choose the things that are going to add more positive to your life, right? I mean, negative is necessary, but there are just intrinsically negative properties of life that are there to push you forward. I think that's just how I think of it. And it's all how you use the information at the end of the day. So yeah, I mean, it matters. It matters who you fucking talk to. It matters whose podcasts you listen to. It matters what TV shows you watch. It matters what media you're ingesting. Everything fucking matters, because it all influences you in a way. Whether it's negative or positive, it has an influence. Like, your brain is learning things based on the things that you are taking in. And like, you know, it's important. And I don't think we lend as much credence to that ability than it deserves. So yeah, definitely.
Well, I mean, as cold and as crass as it sounds, especially, you know, the older I get, the more I get to a point where it's everybody I interact with, I put them in a fucking, in like a cost benefit analysis, fucking pros and cons list. You know,
Mm-hmm.
like
it's not cold. That's smart.
To my life? Yeah.
So it's like thinking about it like a bank account. If you're making an investment, you want to invest in something that gains you the most returns, do you not? I mean, like, that's basic economics. Like, why wouldn't you be like, it's weird, but if you think about your emotions economically, like as an economic system where it is about expenditure and what you're gaining from it, that's the best way to think about it. You want to calculate those things. Why wouldn't you? And if you have the ability to do that, you fucking should use it. And that's what over the long term is going to make you happier or help you feel more satisfied in life, is because you are actively choosing the things that are going to get you there in whatever way you can within your environment, or whatever constraints are put on you based on your situation and whatever. You have to be able to exploit that to the best of your ability. And I mean, try not to fuck too many people over in the process, you know? Like,
only if they have it coming. That's my rule.
Yeah, you know what? And some people fucking do. And they're the only way to really correct people's shitty behavior is to fucking make them aware of it and tell them about it. And I mean, if you have to talk about it, talk about it. But there's some things that are just so fucking obviously shitty to do. Like calling your friend on a fucking stream and bragging about you never losing a fight, you fucking loser. Like that kind of shit.
Anybody who says they've never lost a fight has either never been in a fight or
they're lying. Shit. They're lying.
I'll be honest. I've been in a lot of fights in my life. I've lost at least half of them.
Did you just light another fucking cigarette, you savage?
No, I have no idea what you're talking about. Oh, you're seeing things. You're hallucinating. People in the stream tell her she's crazy because she is. And I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I like how you're having a smoke, but you're drinking water.
Well, what do you want me to do, Amy? You want me to open up the other energy drink I can open up? Because I can do that too. All right.
Mm-mm.
Nothing's ever good enough. Nothing's ever good enough for Amy. Oh,
It
speaking of
is.
nothing
It's
ever being good
fine.
enough,
I'm just bothering you. What?
I'm waiting. I'm waiting on your fucking report on Deadpool since you watched it finally.
Oh man. Okay,
Yeah.
so we can talk
Yeah.
about this now. Okay.
Okay.
So
You gonna
it
do an
was really
oral
great.
report?
Yeah, oral report.
Okay. Yeah.
That's so
Let me
dirty.
grab a notepad so I can take notes.
Okay, do you want me to actually write a report too? Because I totally will.
You said you were going to. I'm
Okay, I
fucking.
will too, but can I talk to you about it because I've watched it now?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. So it was fucking awesome. It was so funny. There were a lot of jokes, and I liked his sense of humor in it. Everything was made a joke. I like how he made a joke about the confusing timelines and shit.
Mm-hmm.
That was really great. And the sex scene was unbelievable. And I liked a lot of the effects in it where they would like slow down and he would flash back like from the beginning where they would flash back while he was like in the middle of getting shot or whatever. That shit was really cool. Really visually nice to look at. Except
especially with a story like Deadpool, that's a very dark fucking story at its heart.
Yeah.
So you can't start from the beginning and work your way forward. You have to intersperse it.
Yeah.
Because if you started at the beginning, you're going to lose half your fucking audience in the first 20 minutes.
Yeah.
You know?
And like, oh man, that whole thing where they actually, it's so weird when things you've read in comics or, you know, read the story of, like you see on the screen and they like had him in the chamber and they were cutting his oxygen to a point where he was just like barely breathing or whatever.
Yeah.
Oh my God. That shit, like, cause I'm so afraid of, like losing my breath or drowning to die. Like that freaks me out more than burning alive, which is kind of fucking weird. But in my mind, the fire would like singe my nerve endings so fast that I don't think I would feel it. And I don't think organs have feeling the same way skin has feeling, do they? I guess they might because they used to know.
You're asking the wrong guy. I do not know. But
oh, yeah. I don't know either.
I would assume they wouldn't have near as many nerve endings as your skin because they don't need to. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Okay, George, I need to pee really bad, so you're going to have to hold on a minute.
Well, I'll hang out with people in the stream, even though I can't see the stream. Is there a way you can put the stream on the screen or anything? No? Okay.
No, you're just going to have to stream of consciousness it, and we'll see what you come up with.
All right, cool. That'll be interesting.
Okay, I'll be right back.
All right. So yeah, guys in the chat, hi, I guess. I know I talk a lot of shit. It's mostly jokes. So if you're offended, sorry about you. But I'm not really sorry. Yeah, I have no idea if anybody's typing at me. I'm sorry. My laptop's shit, and I just use my phone for everything, and I can't actually. I probably could, but I don't. I'm not gonna fuck with it. Sorry, you're not that important to me. I'm a little bit of a dick. Yeah. No, I hope this is going well. I hope you guys are enjoying the random bullshit. This is what happens when me and Amy talk to each other. We just kind of go off all over the goddamn place and hang out and just let whatever fucking whatever comes into our minds, you know, just out and roam, and it's nice. So I've always been a fan of like just especially like those late night talks, like after a party or after like, you know, you've been to the bar or something. Everybody's a little bit tipsy and you're just kind of, you know, you're just bullshitting until like, you know, 6, 7 o'clock in the morning and shit like that. It's one of those things that is very. It's just there's something visceral about it when you're slightly, you know, it. I guess it goes back to what I was saying about hey, Amy's back. I was going back to saying about like being like not having that scarecrow in front of you, you know. There's something very visceral about those moments when people are just they're slightly more honest. They're slightly less conscious of, you know, making sure they're saying something, and that's what these conversations always end up. So I was just telling the people, I hope they're enjoying the conversation.
Yeah.
And I have no idea if they are or not. I can't see what they're saying. Hopefully they're not discussing me. Yeah. But yeah, it's Yeah, I was talking about like our conversations, like to me, feel the same as like those late night conversations, like after like a party or something, when everybody's just kind of sitting around the table and you're all a little bit drunk and you're just kind of, you know, just talking about whatever, and you end up talking for 6 or 7 hours about just nonsense.
I love it.
It's yeah. And that's about the time you walk back into frame. So
yeah. Well, I was gonna virtue signal that my pee was clear because I've been drinking a lot of water.
Good job. Everybody, round of applause for Amy.
You know, there's really something to it. I think there's really something to being able to sit down with someone and have a conversation and not worry about what you have to say. Here, I'm just gonna get up for a second. You didn't see my butt? There's my
butt. Amy's butt, yeah. Somebody has to see your butt again, didn't they? These kids in the stream, man, just always derailing shit.
I love them. Let's see if they got to see. Oh, it froze a little bit because I'm kind of watching. Oh, they didn't really get to see it. Did you guys get to see that?
just stand up and just stand up with your butt facing the camera for like 5 minutes. That's fine.
For like 5 minutes. I'll do that.
I'll talk to your butt for 5 minutes. I don't mind.
Okay. Here you go.
So
talk to my butt.
Amy's butt. How are things?
Stop it.
You told me to talk to your butt. You told me to talk to your butt, so I did.
Oh my God, that was so funny. See, I can't I can't stop myself from doing shit like that. It's so funny. So in the stream yesterday, right? Devin was in the chat and he was like, grab your tits and tell him he'll never suck on these. And I'm like, the collective said you'll never suck on these. And I was wearing a dress and you could totally see my boobs. It was so fucking funny. Oh man. Oh, good times. I don't in the name of fun, man. I will. Yeah. I can't help myself. I love laughing and shit, and I like making people laugh. And I don't know if I would say that I'm funny, but I definitely think that like I have my moments, you know.
I laugh at you often, so.
Yeah, you laugh at me. That's different.
Counts. That counts.
Does it?
Amy? Yeah. I think you're funny. I wouldn't enjoy our conversations near as much if you didn't make me laugh as much.
It's because
whether I'm laughing at you or with you, I mean, we're all laughing together. It's fine.
Yeah, I don't care either way. I just like the sound of laughter. I love hearing people laugh. It's very, very nice. Definitely like hearing people laugh. It's I think it's so needed. I don't know, like, I don't feel like I'm pessimistic by saying that there's way more negative things in the world than there are positive. I mean, just look at the fucking internet, man. Most people just use the internet as a place to, like, jerk the tar out of their cognitive faculties, you know? Like, it's just nothing but shit up there.
Yeah.
Nothing but shit. And it's really fucking sad. And, I don't know, man. There is a way to balance being positive and negative, you know? There is a way to do it. And it's not as crazy and difficult as it's made out to be. It's just, well, I mean, you know, it takes working on yourself. You got to do it, though. You can't, like, fucking hate everybody else because you don't have something that you don't want. You got to try and get what you want or you fuck off. Like, I don't know why people feel it's so necessary to let people know how much they don't like them. Like, do you think I don't like people? I don't go out of my way. Okay, except for yesterday was an exception, okay? But, like, I do not go out of my way to let people. I don't fucking like you. Like, if you talk to me and I don't like you, you'll be able to tell I don't like you right away. Because I'm under no obligation to be nice to you, and I'm not going to be nice to you just because. Like, no, I'll be neutral with you. And then, like, I'll either decide at that point if I want to get to know you or not. And if not, then I'm out of your way and you're out of my fucking way. And that's how it goes. And if you're going to come at me, like, I might care. I might not. I don't know. We'll see. Like, some things to me are worth the time. Like, if it's really entertaining and, you know, I can make some fun out of it for myself, then, yeah, I will get involved in something. But otherwise, like, meh, I just do my thing.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, I guess it's hard for me to like see you as being cold, I guess, because I don't think I've ever actually seen. I've seen distant. I don't think I've ever seen cold. Especially because, I mean, you said something, like you initiated the conversation between us.
Yeah.
And I was just talking random shit on the internet, like I do when I go on the internet. And and like I mean, I don't think there's ever. I would be interested to see what it's like to experience from the perspective of somebody that you were like, yeah, go fuck yourself. Like it's like it's one of those things that it's hard for me to see you doing that because I've never actually seen it before.
Yeah.
I don't doubt that it's possible, you know. I don't doubt that you can be as cunty as you need to be, but because you're a woman and that's what women do, and but yeah, it's I don't know. It's just I'm sitting here trying to imagine it, and I don't know. I'd be interested in seeing that. That would be
yeah. You know what I mean? Is this Amy's moonshine dealer?
Yes, it is.
Oh, Devin.
Moonshine everywhere, but don't tell anybody. Keep that on the down low, stream. I'm trusting you guys.
Well, how are you doing? I'm actually ready to have some food and eat, and we've been talking for about 2 hours.
Yeah, if you need to jump off and go get ready for Dangerfield stream, you can go do that. I don't mind. I mean, I'm gonna go like lay in a corner and cry for a while, but I mean, other than that, I'll be fine. You know,
you're such a poop.
Yeah, too hard.
Too hard indeed. Yo, that was really funny. I thought that was like way funnier than maybe it was, but it made me really laugh. The poo hod.
It wasn't.
Allah Poo Akbar.
It wouldn't be near as enjoyable for me if you didn't get so much enjoyment out of it.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Really?
Yeah.
So much fun. Yeah, I really love seeing people happy and you know, positive. I mean, just because you're not positive or if you have moments where you're feeling negative doesn't make you a shitty person. It just makes you a person. And like, I think I need to be a little bit more cool with that because I'm always on about like, I gotta be real and shit. I mean, I'm not going to post one of my meltdowns online. I could never imagine doing that. Could you ever imagine doing that? Like, just like,
oh, absolutely
I'm
not.
so upset. I need to vent this publicly. No, I have a few outlets I think that I would visit and try and talk to if it ever got that bad. But it's just really crazy to me when people like, I mean, about myself, I'm talking about, not about like issues and shit, but I guess I've done that too. What am I talking about? I'm just being a hypocrite now. I should just shut up. See what happens? See what happens when you start thinking? You're like, oh, Amy, you actually sound like an idiot right now because you have actually talked about shit and vented about shit online. And yeah, so yeah, you better shut up right now. Like, hold the brakes. What? Like, you're putting yourself out there.
I think we all have. I mean, that's part of, especially part of the internet culture is that we need to get this shit out. We need to get this negativity out whenever we have it. Because if we don't, that's how you end up with those fucking powder kegs that shoot up goddamn schools because they don't have that outlet to fucking, and again, I'm just speaking out of my ass. Maybe this is bullshit, but this is how I feel. But that's how you end up, I mean, you have to get that out. And if you don't have like a person you can go to, or if you don't want to trouble a person, it's easier just to post it on a Facebook post. And it's out of you, and if you want to read it, cool. If not, I don't give a fuck. Like, that's where we're at.
Yeah, I hear it.
And it's just kind of there. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But then again, I don't talk about my life at all.
I mean, if I'm talking to people, that's different. But I mean, I'm personal about things that, I don't know, actually. I'm still on this path of like trying to figure out how I'm working. So it's really weird. Like an exercise I've started engaging in recently is I actually listen back to the streams and the things that I've said, and like I analyze myself. Like it's become such an easy way for me to do that. Like, how did I conduct myself with this conversation? What am I actually saying here? Could I have said it this better? Like I'm really interested in refining myself and getting better at understanding myself so I can work better with people as well, like in any kind of situation, right? And yeah, I don't know, man. I just, and dancing.
Just kind of drifted off there. No, I get what you're saying. It's like, because I do the same thing. Like if I have like a long like text conversation with somebody, especially if we get like deep, either we're arguing about something or like we're just talking about something really fucking deep, I'll go back and read through that conversation and be like, oh, and I mean, I listened to the first stream we did. I listened back over that, like I think the next day, just to be like, how much of a dumbass hick did I sound like, you know? Not that much, actually. I was proud of myself. Other than the accent, there's nothing I can do about that. That's just a lost cause at this point. But
but it's not that bad. And you know what? Like, I don't want to get stuck in my way of thinking alone. Like when you talk to other people, it's actually like I just find it dimensionalizes me as a person as well, right? It's easier to make jokes out of things. It's easier, like especially if you're in a group of people and you're all getting to know each other, which is kind of something, this crazy phenomenon that's happening on this Discord server that we've all joined recently with Devin. You know, it's really cool. We get to talk to people, and you get to talk to people from all over the place, and you learn different things about different places of the world, and you learn how other people talk, and like people think differently, and it's really cool. And that's, I mean, I like to be, I'm like a person who, like, I listen to rap music. I'm going to talk like a Black person sometimes, you know what I mean? I talk to English people, so sometimes I like have this accent Tourette's where I just start talking in an English accent. Like, I don't really know, but it's fun. It's fun to like play with life and play with different parts of things that are a part of your life. And I just like to scramble things and like reassemble them and try and put them in different places. And like, I don't know, I experiment socially. It's just what I like to do. It's my favorite way of experimenting.
Well, I mean, that's also part of like our evolution of integrating ourselves with other people. Like I'll find like if I'm talking to somebody with like an English accent, they'll sometimes put like phrase a sentence differently than we would here in America. You know, like
exactly. Like Dangerfield.
Yeah.
Well,
like after I watched while I was watching the Dangerfield stream, and I was texting you while I was watching it. Like I saw like I was in my head, I was typing in a British accent, and so the phrasing was more of an English phrasing than it was an American phrasing, and that's just one of those things where it's like it's an evolutionary response of us just kind of adopting the habits of those that we are around in a way as a way to fit in, and I mean that's why it is so important to interact with as many different people as possible, so that you can understand as many different people as possible. I know I've talked to people, everybody from, you know, outlaw bikers to gang members to preachers to Muslim clerics. Like I can sit down and have a conversation with just about anybody because there's always common ground to be found.
Yes.
The problem is finding people who are willing to focus on the common ground and not the fucking differences, which I know we've had that discussion before too.
Yeah.
And it's, you know, and that's the thing is I firmly believe that anybody who is like, you know, a racist to the extent of like, you know, like a neo-Nazi type racist where it's like, oh, all black people suck. Anybody non-white's a dumbass. Well, you just never been around anybody who's not white. That's your fault. If you interact with these people, you'll realize they're not that different from you. Yeah, there are certain cultural differences and there are certain, you know, linguistic differences, sure. But we're not that different. We're all just fucking people.
Yeah.
We're not that. We all have the same desires, the same wants, the same needs.
Yeah. But I mean, like we've had this conversation and I have to say this, like if there's such a vast differences in culture where you're cool with killing people in the name of whatever, I'm not okay with you. And I'm not going to be okay with you.
I'm not
I know you know that, but I just needed to say it because like,
I'm definitely not advocating ignore all differences. No, there are very striking differences that should be fucking acknowledged.
Yeah.
And there are differences that shouldn't be tolerated. For instance, if you're willing to kill somebody because they don't pray to the same God as you, you're a garbage piece of shit and you need to die.
Yeah,
because we don't have room for you on the planet. we don't have room or time for your bullshit on the planet. Sorry. We're trying to move forward, you're holding us back.
It's kind of
scary.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think that, and I used to have this thing in my head where I was like, I just want to fix everything, and I want people to just fucking get on track here because we don't have much time. You know, like we don't have the time to deal with the problems that we're dealing with right now. And not only that, we seem to be making pretty bad decisions collectively, like as governments and stuff, about certain things, and we're refusing to acknowledge some very, very important realities that we need to acknowledge in order to progress forward in a way that is conducive for humanity. And it's really sad. You know, we're human beings, we're our own worst enemies. And I think that unless you recognize the ways in which you are an enemy to yourself, it's going to be very difficult to make moves that properly address the issues that we have to deal with. So at the end of the day, honesty is always the most important, even when it's uncomfortable. And sorry, that's just how it goes. It's just how it goes, yeah? So should we end on that note? Because that was pretty Confucius.
Yeah, I mean, I missed the last part of what you said. It got cut out.
Did you?
Yeah.
I was just talking about how at the end of the day, truth is the most important thing, I think, for anything. Because we need to, there's no way you can come at any kind of problem with any kind of solution that will work unless you acknowledge the actual parts of the problem that need correcting, you know? Yeah. So that's what I think we'll leave it with. And
this has been Deep Thoughts with Amy. Looky there, ending on a high note.
Sometimes it happens. Usually when we talk, we get off into some deep shit, though, George. It always happens with us. 1 minute we're talking about, you know, Puhad, and the next minute we're talking about, like, you know, people don't have any honor these days and blah, 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 and several other things. You're very enjoyable to talk to, and we have a really good time when we do talk. So thank you so much for being my friend and for talking to me.
Thanks for putting up with my bullshit. It's nice. I like it.
Yeah, I love you very much. I'm going to kick you out, and I'm going to yap for a bit, but yeah.
I love you. Now go the fuck away. All right, that's fine. That's fine.
You should know this by now. This is how I work.
Yeah.
I love you. Okay, bye.
Bye.
Okay, bye. I'll talk to you soon.
Bye.
Bye. I always leave a conversation like that feeling pretty happy and in a good mood. That's my friend George. We met 2 years ago through some Facebook group that was called, what was it called? Something about people being cool. So we've maintained a friendship since then, and it's been really great. And it's cool that we are able to, you know, come hang out with you guys and, you know, talk to you and have you guys overhear what we usually talk about when we hang out, because, you know, zero base, Devin. Zero base. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoy that. I can't seem to shut the fuck up. And it's cool that you guys are here to listen and be here. And I love you all lots. And yeah, peace out. Biggest. Bye.